Hey Fatigues in the making, I hope you're doing great. Today I'm going to show you the truth about vegan health coaches. Now what do I mean by that? About 1 year ago we had this controversy about Christina Glows or whatever, like a vegan health coach who is apparently way underweight. Now this might be her thing, but just like it created a little bit of controversy, especially like with the carnivore community or whatever. Now in a couple of days we had a controversy about Jon Venus, who openly declared that he's not vegan anymore and he found his way to a more quote-unquote balanced diet, which is okay for him, I would say, but just like it created a lot of controversy. Now I thought I would give you my thoughts on this matter as a vegan health and fitness coach myself. Now should you hire a vegan health coach? Are all vegan health coaches the same? Does this even make sense to hire a coach at all? So if you just give me a couple of minutes of your time, I'm gonna share you my thoughts of a quote-unquote insider in this industry. I've been working since 5 years now in the industry of health and fitness, and I'm a vegan since let's say a month. So just give me a couple of minutes of your time. If you think this advice is valuable, smash the like button so this channel stays in good favor of the YouTube algorithm gods, which is quite cool. So let's just jump right into it. Number one, I've prepared 3 points here. But number one is investing in a coach is almost universally a good idea. Now, if I look back at my life, one of the things that I would change, I would just, if I would be 16, if I would be 15, I would invest almost 100% of my money in education, in self-education, in various programs, in books, in coaches, in mentors. This is something that I would change very early on in my life, because frankly, what a lot of teenagers do, and certainly what I did back in the past, is that just I was spending money on stupid shit. I cannot say it any differently. I remember I wanted to buy a motorbike when I was like 15. Good. I didn't buy it. I bought it later. But like I was spending a lot of money on alcohol, beer, going out. I mean, weed. You know, all that stupid stuff that doesn't bring you anything in your life. I was spending money on watches. The watches are getting more and more expensive, on expensive clothes. But in the end, if you think about it, these things, they don't really give you a return on investment at all. I mean, most watches, once you buy them, they're immediately worth nothing, you know. Or if you buy a fancy car, I've never bought a fancy car in my life, thanks God. Maybe like you can buy a fancy car if you just have money to blow. But like most fancy cars, if you buy them, they just lose immediately 50% of their value. So it's a very bad investment, or it's just like it's no investment in yourself at all. However, like health coaches or coaches in general, when it comes to your relationship, when it comes to your finances, for example, they're almost universally a very, very, very good idea. Because why? They drastically improve the quality of your life. Now, I didn't think this way a couple of years ago. I thought I had everything figured out for myself. And as I said in previous videos, I had absolutely no results to back it up. I thought I knew everything, but then I had no results. So, I mean, the logical conclusion was obviously that I didn't know everything, or maybe the thing that I knew was deeply flawed. So I thought like, oh, let's hire a coach when it comes to dating, for example, because I want to know more about this, and I felt very insecure. And then, huge results, just like with different knowledge than I got. So I'm a huge fan of coaches. I think coaches are amazing. I mean, that's why I also work in this industry. I mean, if I had the option of spending too much on a coach and then like maybe dealing with a guy that's kind of weird and it's not a good fit, for example, or never spending money on a coach at all, I would choose this one, because I just seen so much results from doing it. You know, so I would, if there's something I would change in my life, it's probably like investing earlier in education. And also ask yourself, I mean, what else are you spending money on that is stupid? So universally, I think coaches, when it comes to your health, wealth, your relationships, are universally a good idea. So really try to be more open-minded and don't think that you know everything if your results don't back it up. If you think you have an awesome life, then by all means, you don't need coaches. But what I've noticed is that actually the clients that I work with that absolutely crush in all areas of their life, they have like multiple coaches. You know, like one guy that I work with, he's a self-made millionaire, a business owner. He has a coach when it comes to his life coach. He has a coach when it comes to his business, and he has a coach when it comes to his fitness, me. So these are only 3 coaches that I know of. So maybe he has more. You know, just shows you that the people that actually like crush in life, they tend to have coaches. Also down here in Bali, I'm living in Bali right now, and I was going down here in August in 2019. And this was really when my entrepreneurial journey started. Before I was doing like part-time coaching, and then I was doing full-time coaching. And I was wondering before I went down here, why don't I have like huge results when it comes to my business, for example? And then I noticed is that I was investing very little money in education, in knowing more. Because frankly, I thought I knew everything. And I thought, okay, Florian, you're a quite intelligent guy, but why don't you have the results? And the more I'm talking with people down here that are running their business since a multitude of years, it's a very clear correlation between people that have invested more money in themselves and then had a more successful life or a more successful business. So really, don't be, I mean, there are a couple of examples why this is important, but don't be afraid of investing in yourself. If there's one thing I could change in myself, it's investing in myself earlier. Okay, now what is the problem with this? If coaches are such a good idea, now what is the problem like with the recent controversies that we had? The problem is number 2, is that everyone can call themselves a coach and everyone can call themselves a health coach. So really it takes some time to really see the good ones from the bad ones, or to really separate those two. Because frankly, if you're a taxi driver in London, I think in the UK, you go through a comprehensive amount of research of learning before you can call yourself a taxi driver. However, like with health coaches, with coaches in general, it doesn't mean they need to be vegan, but with coaches in general, there's very little. Most coaches aren't even certified, you know. They haven't done their due diligence, and they're just seeing this as a quick money grab, so to speak. So you have to make sure that number 2, and also it goes along with number 3, you have to do your due diligence. You have to know that the coaches you're working with, that you really trust them and they know what the hell they're talking about. Because frankly, if they don't know what they're talking about, you're just learning the wrong things. And I remember in the beginning of my life when I didn't invest in mentorship, when I didn't invest in coaching, I was learning from the people that didn't have the results to back it up, that knew as little as I did. So this is something that I would change. So number 3, is do your due diligence when it comes to coaches. Understand if you need help, coaches is probably a great idea, but not all coaches are created equal. So do your due diligence. What does this mean? Has this coach at least invested a couple $1,000s in their education themselves? So do they have a credential? Do they have certifications? Do they have something to back it up? For example, if you want to work with a vegan health coach, a certain credential when it comes to nutrition probably would be good. Or when you want to work with a fitness coach, a certain credential when it comes to fitness training probably would be good. You know, it doesn't mean that they really know what they're doing, but just means they have a little bit of skin in the game, and that's what you're looking for. So credentials. Second is testimonials. Okay, you want the coach that has decent amount of testimonials, because frankly, what you see is that just some people that have almost 0 testimonials, because frankly they have very little contact with their clients at all. So you want to make sure that if the coaches you work with, they have a decent amount of credentials, decent amount of testimonials. And then number 3, you want to make sure that the vegan health coach you're working with, they're a good fit for you. You know, there's some people, for example, for me, there's some people that I reject working with them. Why? Because I just see they have no results with my coaching. Maybe I don't see they have the necessary discipline to go forward with this. Maybe I see, okay, our characters don't really align. I'm more like of a structure person myself. I'm from Switzerland. So I reject the people that I think I don't get results for. And if you're a vegan health coach watching this, then so should you. And if you're a client looking for a vegan health coach, then you should also look for a coach that could be a good fit for you. For example, I would prefer a coach that is like, if I have the difference between a coach that really knows a lot and the coach that knows like a decent amount, but a decent amount coach is a very good fit for me, then I would prefer this one. Because if a very good coach and is not a good fit for you, then it's just like you will create tension over the journey of you working together. So these are just my thoughts. You see, I'm kind of free-flowing this about this current situation. Just make sure that number one, don't get this wrong. Don't get these controversies wrong. Now this might be like, oh yeah, Florian, you're a vegan health coach, so obviously you tell me that the coaches are good, but I mean, trust me here, you know, like it has made a huge impact in my life, and it's made a huge impact with all the people down here that actually invested in their education. Okay, but you don't have to follow my word. Just try it out. Try it out, and you see it makes huge a difference in your life. So channeling coaches are a good idea. Number two, the problem is that not all coaches are created equal. So then number three, do your due diligence on the factors of credentials, testimonials, and then good fit. Okay guys, if you like this video, if you think this was helpful, smash the shit off this like button so this channel stays in good favor of the YouTube algorithm gods, and leave a comment down below if you think this has helped you out. And if you want to see more videos of this, subscribe to this channel. And if you want to work with an awesome vegan health coach, yours truly, shameless self-plug, then go to qualitygains.com. I'll leave a link in the description. You can apply for a free consultation to see if you're a good fit. Okay guys, see you next time.